What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. I'm Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And a quick reminder, we're going through this month pretty quick. So make sure to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare and The Witness, both out for free on PlayStation Plus. Make sure to download those, play those, come back at the end of the month for Plus Club. Let us know what you thought of those games. We'll let you know what we thought of those games. And our game of the month picked by me is Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr, which is an RPG, top-down, hack and slash, get some loot, and upgrade your characters with some skill points. Make sure to play that and come back at the month for game of the month. Let us know what you thought of that game as well, and we'll talk about that. We have a Discord link down below. Talk to us anytime, all the time. We have the Division 2 section and Apex Legends, whatever games you're playing. There's probably a good chance that we have a section for that, and you can talk to us about what you're doing in that game. And we are on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you'd prefer to listen to us. And if you're listening to us, check us out on YouTube at Tasty Loot Gaming. We film every single episode. So yeah, kind of flew through that. Anything I miss?
I don't think so, but I have a hard time keeping up with you sometimes. So
me too. So we have two bits of news to talk about. So yeah, let's get into it. First bit of news. So it's pretty much been revealed that Borderlands 3 will have some kind of announcement on March 28th in Boston for PAX East. On Twitter, they showed a picture of what seems to be a cel-shaded sign in a desert. Looks like a wasteland that says March 28th. Very much looks like the style of Borderlands. So yeah, there's a really good chance that they're going to be showing off something, whether it be a teaser, an actual trailer, something to announce Borderlands 3. That's where all the speculation is. It'd be really crazy if it wasn't. And yeah, we're going to get that very soon. So it's been like 5 years since pre-sequel, and it's been 7 or 8 years since Borderlands 2. It's been a while. 2012 is when Borderlands 2 came out.
wow,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's been a grip.
It kind of feels like that, though, to be honest.
Yeah. No, it really does, because recently I've been talking about loot and shoot games, and I keep going back to like Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1 was like the original like first person shooter co-op hybrid like that. And I still feel like it does it better than most games nowadays, which is fucking crazy. And that came out in 2012. That was a long time ago. It was a full-fledged game. Regardless of that, before we get into if we think this is going to be Borderlands 3, what we think about that, how excited we are for that, I thought it'd be interesting too to kind of throw into the mix. IGN has a list of things they'd like to see from Borderlands 3, so I want to throw it in the mix, and then we'll talk about it. They'd like to see gunsmithing, so some kind of crafting. They want you to be able to get a weapon and be able to put parts on it and upgrades. They want you to be able to build a character, make your own character, your own Vault Hunter. They want multiple planetary settings, which the last game kind of implied. I'm not going to spoil anything if you don't want a spoiler for a game that came out like 7 years ago, but it does kind of imply that the scope of the universe, the galaxy, got bigger and there's more potential. So it would make sense. They say shiny golden keys, which when I read through that kind of implied that they wanted more interesting stipulations on how to earn stuff outside of just finding a key and getting into stuff. So more specific tasks, I guess. And cross-platform play. So with those ideas, maybe your own, what do we think about the potential of Borderlands 3 being announced? Do we want that? Are we excited? Are we not excited? Do you think it's possible that it's not going to be Borderlands 3? And what would you like to see from Borderlands 3?
I mean, yeah, I think it's possible. It won't be Borderlands 3, but I think it's unlikely.
Very unlikely.
Yeah,
I think it's like a 5% chance, in my opinion.
And little side note to add on that too, they also were teasing other games as well. So apparently they're going to have announcements for PAX.
Which, before I'm even going to get into the Borderlands 3 thing, Gearbox announcing anything right now, I want to be excited for it, but they have a really bad track record right now, which is really fucking kind of sad, because I used to really love Gearbox because of Borderlands and the Brothers in Arms series. But they need to fucking announce some shit. Their reputation's so fucked right now, and they're kind of like forgotten now. They're like it's almost the perfect time for them to come back if they can make some good games, because that's kind of a hole in the gaming industry that needs to come back. Gearbox needs to come back and do something.
Well, it's funny because like there's a bunch of people doing this type of game right now, obviously, and it is been very popular. Even if people,
yeah, they have competition now.
Well, yeah, and the one thing that I think Borderlands has that the other three don't is a sense of comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, the game can be serious and not take itself seriously at the same time, versus the other three games are kind of set in these serious toned worlds.
Very serious, very grayscale, very drab, very dire.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's important to have like that zany off the wall game every once in a while. So I think that's plus the amount of loot that was available in the last game like makes other games' loot systems really kind of pale in comparison. So,
yeah, it's insane how many variations there were to that algorithm.
So it's they have a really good thing going there. The only thing I get worried about is the guy who wrote the story, who kind of set this bar in Borderlands 2, is gone.
Yeah.
So whoever's filling those shoes has big shoes to fill in that regard.
I forgot his name. Something Birch.
Anthony
Birch.
Or
last I checked, I thought they were identifying something else, though.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't want to disrespect anybody.
Well, I just don't have the information.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, they left, if that is true. I don't know. And that is kind of a big deal because Borderlands 1 was really fucking fun. Borderlands 2 was even more fun for every reason, but also the story was really fucking good for what it was.
Oh, 100%. Like surprisingly so.
Like there was a really good job done with that story. And now that they're gone, that's, like you were saying, some big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to have to do at least as good. It's going to really suck if the humor's not the same and the story is not, as interesting. There's a lot of layers to that story that you would not expect from a comedy game.
And a villain you love to hate.
Yeah, it was a good villain.
So, so that's the concern. Now, obviously, that can be kind of pushed aside if the game is just an absolute blast to play.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, Borderlands 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. So
you don't have to have the story. Just don't make a bad story.
So, yeah, we need, at the very least, the same level of loot. I obviously would like more. The thing I do agree with is a modification or a crafting system would add some depth to that, which would be cool.
Yeah.
I do not agree with create a character at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think Borderlands has kind of set itself as a story-based character, the characters they've design-driven game. And if they did create a character as a DLC later, I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
But I think when the game first comes out, it should be characters that they've molded a story around. I mean, if you play Borderlands 2, you'll understand why the characters are important. So
it's such a important aspect to the character itself of Borderlands to have these characters who look vastly different and come from vastly different backgrounds. I mean, it does kind of make sense to have a creative character because all these, people all over are out here fucking, cruising the wastelands looking for shit. So it makes sense to have, your own character, but at the same time, any created character is not going to be as good as the characters they have already created. And now there's so much lore backed with these characters they've made that I feel I wouldn't complain if they made it, but I think I'd prefer them to still try and maintain that oddly good storytelling lore building that they've done. I'd rather it be in their hands than open the game up to the point where my big thing is obviously I'm worried that this game won't be as good as the second one, but also I don't want them to make a games as a service game. I want them to make the full package like they did with the last two games. I want a fucking $6 game that is a complete fucking game, front to back, full story, continues the story, everything you'd expect from the other games. And I want fucking DLCs released like they did with 2. Exactly the same.
They were one of the few companies that did good DLCs. Yeah.
Awesome DLCs. Yeah. I do not want this to be updated every couple weeks with minimal fucking updates. I do not want this game to be The Division. I don't want this game to be Destiny. I don't want this game to be Anthem.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys pretty much fucking made the path for those games. I don't want them following those guys.
Yeah.
I want them to fucking lead. I don't know if they'll be able to do it. Because the money incentive is too powerful for them to look at what other people are doing and the money they're making and perhaps go, maybe we should do what they're doing.
Well, especially if you use the before mentioned when we were talking about the planetary stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about too much in detail, but if using that, they could very easily do a create a character thing, because now it's beyond that aspect, which I think would be really unfortunate, but they could technically get away with it pretty easily.
Sure.
I just
lends itself to it.
Yeah. But I honestly, what I'd prefer to see is just take the cast they have from the both games, or even the 3 games for that matter, and just make them all playable right off the bat.
That'd be cool. Yeah. And add maybe a couple new characters.
Yeah. Maybe 1 or 2. There's something. But
or have a new cast and then add some of the older characters, maybe if they fit into the story, and allow them. Because I like that idea of continuity. There is a universe with Borderlands that I want to see continued. I don't want it to devolve. Like, for instance, Rage. Me and you both liked Rage. Rage 2 is coming out. It looks fucking awesome. They look like different games.
They're completely different games.
Yeah. And that's fine, because I didn't have a strong attachment to Rage. I put way too many fucking hours into Borderlands 2.
Oh, yeah.
I put a lot into Borderlands, but I played the shit out of Borderlands 2 so much that I can't go back and play it.
Yeah.
I can never do it.
Burnt out.
I've done everything you can do in that fucking game.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for a new one, but I'm so invested in that world that I just want it to continue. That's why I'm kind of freaked out by it.
Yeah.
I should probably answer some of the same questions I was kind of giving you, because we're just kind of going at this. But, I do think they're going to announce Borderlands 3. I do want a Borderlands 3. I'm scared of Borderlands 3 because of their track record. It's not good. They've released a lot of shit games. It's been so long since they made Borderlands. I don't know if they have the same minds to make a game that great again. It's a tall order. That game is beloved. If you look at the old fucking reviews of that game, they're like 9 and 9.5s across the board. Yeah. People love Borderlands 2. Oh, yeah. I love Borderlands 2. So, I mean, like, this is scary territory for them to be touching. Can they do it? Yeah, because they already have done it. Will they? I don't know. So it kind of freaks me out. Along with the stuff we're talking about, I agree with you. I think they should have set characters. Yeah. Create a character. I'd rather be able to maybe customize predetermined characters already. You're obviously going to level up and pick skills, stuff like that. There's something really cool too about how signature those moves are to the character they've already built that you're not going to get in a create a character.
They also talk to each other.
Exactly. There's so much character to it that it's almost impossible to get that with a create a character. So me and you are pretty much on the same page. What was that one up there?
That?
A Battle Royale. If they wanted to make a separate mode for Battle Royale later, sure. DLC, sure. It would make sense. I didn't even see that. We skipped right over that. But do not fucking
better not be the focus.
That better not be the focus at all. That'd be such a fucking
disappointment.
This shit scares me. I mean, I'm talking about this with people all the time too, where developers they're known, they have a pedigree, they've been making certain games for so long, and then they go, well, we're gonna try this now, and we're just like, no, just
if that was announced like that as Battle Royale, there'd be anarchy.
Well, I mean, if it's good, it's good. But what if they do fucking announce a Battle Royale?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Not Borderlands 3.
That's what I'm saying, though. They're literally going to alienate everybody right off the bat. I'm not saying...
Except for Fortnite players and Apex Legends players.
They can, like, if they want to make a Borderlands Battle Royale game, go for it. But it better not be Borderlands 3.
Well, but they need to announce Borderlands 3 before they do Battle Royale, because that's pretty much fucking Diablo Immortal.
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm just don't call it Borderlands 3 and make it a Battle Royale. Just don't do that. I don't know why IGN thought that was a good idea.
I don't know. I think it's funny how passionate we are about this topic. I haven't talked about Borderlands forever.
Well, you said it earlier. Hundreds and hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think I was near like 1,000. I don't know. I fucking played a lot. Going back, though, for my opinion with gunsmithing, I think it would be an awesome thing. It would be cool to still have the same algorithm of random weapons and somehow have some mad scientist, some guy who understands math better than I ever will, over at Gearbox, figuring out a way to balance the idea of having those guns. I mean, fucking Division 2 is kind of doing it. It's got mods in it. And I'd like something a little more expansive, but being able to modify your weapons to kind of change and have pros and cons to your weapon would be very cool. It'd give you some say in how, you found this gun, you like the stats, but it could be a little bit better, and now you tweaked it to the point where you're like, this gun's fucking dope.
I think the big difference there, though, is I think Borderlands is in a better position to allow you to be completely overpowered versus like Division.
Yeah.
I like the fact that, because Division is a tactical slow-paced shooter, it needs to feel difficult. I think Borderlands
it's also
should
games
feel
as a
difficult.
service game.
Yeah, but I think Borderlands is because of the zany nature of it too. If all of a sudden you mod a rocket launcher to do completely ridiculous things, it makes complete sense.
Yeah, but you also get to a point too in at least Borderlands 2 where like I was OP. I was playing Gunzerker. I had like amazing fucking weapons. I got to the point where I was just killing everything. And it was fun to get to that point. I had to grind for that, and it felt like I achieved something.
Sure.
I felt like I beat the fucking game.
So you take something like modifications or crafting or whatever, and you reserve it for after the game's beat then.
Sure. I'd like it throughout the experience. That would be cool to do that. But
Sure.
I agree with you in like if it's not a game as a service model where you're like running around and connecting with random people randomly that you see in the world, like a games as a service type game, you know, it's still at that point a single player cooperative game, like it should be. And if somebody happened to get a great roll in a weapon and put some modifications on that, and their gun was awesome for like the next 10 levels, I don't think there's an issue with that.
Yeah,
because it already happened in the last game without the modifications. So I think we're pretty much on the same page on that. The planetary system is something that as soon as I beat that game, I was like, it'd be amazing if you're not on Pandora anymore and you go to other planets. They don't have to do the whole planet. That'd be so fucking stupidly ambitious. It'd be ridiculous. But just have like hub areas and open areas. And it's funny because Warframe did that.
Yeah. Also, yeah, it's funny.
It is because I said that shit before fucking Warframe achieved that. I was like, it'd be cool if they did that. And now I'm thinking like, well, it's been done now, so they could totally do it.
Well, storyline wise, your objective, obviously, you like every level could, because at this point, if we're continuing with characters, right, they've become so powerful, we could say, that they go to these areas, and each area you're getting multiple of these things instead of just the one that takes the entire story to get to. Instead, you're just trying to get through a bunch from, maybe you're racing another corp or something like that to do it too. So
yeah,
but I'm not a storyteller.
You mean the vaults?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be vague, sorry.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I always thought that it'd be kind of interesting to have like, you know, other corporations get involved, obviously, and you know, new enemies or whatever, but also, you know, different plants having different, you know, wildlife, different enemy types, all stuff, because we're used
Different
to Pandora,
people.
all the crazy zany people. Maybe other plants can have other zany types of people, completely different alien type people. I don't know, something interesting. The game opened itself up to that, so it's hard to not expect something like that. Yeah. It did that. It wasn't us that thought that up. So the golden key thing,
no.
I mean, I don't, what do you mean?
I fucking hate the gold key system. Don't bring that back. That's
oh
the
yeah,
shift
because
codes.
yeah, you're right. That was fucking
Fuck that shit. I hated that.
Yeah, but they were mentioning in here being able to get those in ways that weren't, you know, viral marketing campaigns.
Sure. So you're saying add loot boxes.
Yeah, pretty much.
No.
Nowadays, you'd probably be able to buy those keys too.
Yeah, no.
So
I don't want that.
Yeah, there's a good chance something like that would come up.
Sure.
Because of the time, but I agree with you 100%. Yeah, you bringing that up again, I was like, and they used to give those things out like all the time too, and after a while, it felt like a fucking joke.
They still give them out.
Yeah, yeah.
They have to. They put themselves in a weird position.
Yeah. And then yeah, cross-platform play. That's good. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I don't know why somebody would be like, no. We talk all the time about, you know, keeping communities alive and stuff like that. Yeah. Is there anything you can think of that you would want to add to that? I'd like to see bigger locations with more varied types of vehicles, because they already had that. It would be cool to get more customization to those vehicles. I mean, maybe even like flying around and shit if you made a big enough zone. I mean, nowadays it'd be so easy to do that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool, because I remember in the last one, I always liked like the you get into an open desert area and you and your friends can hop in vehicles and there's other vehicles driving around, and it was a cool way to change up. Essentially, I mean, that game was so great about constantly changing up what was going on in different enemy types, and also, I mean, there's so much variety in those games. It's almost amazing to think about how they did that back then. People don't even do it now.
I mean, it'd be disappointing if they didn't, because like you said, they've opened it up so much that it'd be really weird if you, like, let's say you are going to other places and they just have the same stuff. That'd be boring.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really what I want to see is just, first and foremost, a fun game. It needs to be a fun game, and it needs to feel like Borderlands. If it doesn't feel like Borderlands, then you should not be making it.
It needs to be a type first-person shooter with a shit load of loot.
Yeah, and it needs to have that feel of like, you know, these ridiculous abilities that these people have.
Zany atmosphere. Yeah. Everything needs to have a touch of insanity to it.
For sure. Other than that, I mean, I really just kind of want to see them, challenge themselves to adding something to this, because if it feels too much like Borderlands 2, I have a feeling I might just like start playing and go, I did this.
I would still love it because, like I said, the only reason I don't play Borderlands 2 is because I play too much. But if I had no experience like that, I mean, I didn't play the pre-sequel that much. So that's how burnt out I was on that, like, look and feel and engine and all that shit. So if we get a new one, you know, I'm going to need like a real different fucking looking like biome, something that's refreshing feeling, maybe a dense forest or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's got to carry over a lot of those characteristics. But I agree. I think that they invented a game that people fucking loved so much and still do. I would love to see them get real fucking competitive in this genre and push it further. Yeah, I don't know if they can. Well, but I don't know who the fuck's working on this game. But
it'd also be fun to see them take like maybe jabs at the other existing ones that are out there right now, and then you throw Warframe in there even.
What, like Hitman with Assassin's Creed?
What?
There was a thing when one of the Hitmans coming out talking about the original Assassin, and it showed like a hole in the ground or some shit where a guy had leaped and he like fucking died or something. He maybe got pushed off. I don't remember. It was kind of like
just like missions.
Oh, gotcha.
That like
those games were full of fucking Easter eggs.
That's what I'm saying. So like, you do a mission and you're like, oh, they're talking about Destiny. Oh, they're talking about Warframe. Oh, they're talking about Division or something like that. I think it'd be fun. Because they really do fit like in that category. Anyways,
it'd be funny if they poked fun at all of them.
Yeah, and obviously, good fun. Don't push it too far, but
I couldn't see them doing that. I could totally see a game like Borderlands making a joke about fucking some boring gray setting and tactical bullshit or weird looking fucking organic looking aliens or whatever, robot people.
Yeah.
I mean, they could totally do that. I think that'd be completely in their wheelhouse. Yeah. I think we're pretty much on the same page, though.
I mean, I think most people are probably going to agree with a lot of what we said anyways, just because
I think most people are going to agree with the fucking not a games as a service game, too.
Well, yeah. I mean, the amount of people... Borderlands 2 was such a huge explosion of like... for them is... Because like Borderlands 1 people played and liked, but Borderlands 2, like, I don't know a single person who hasn't played it. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and it was always like on sale and fucking... That game's like... It's like a celebration of video games, having fun.
Yeah, it was a big deal. So
yeah, I still think it is. I mean, that game's fantastic.
Yeah. And obviously, that's like we said already. That's some big shoes to fill, and you don't necessarily have to be better than that. As much as that'd be amazing, but you do have to be like on par.
You have to be as good. Point. You have to be. Yeah, if it's a lesser game, if it's smaller in scale or goes back on any of the fucking features, I will be disappointed.
Yeah.
Because I have a standard of what anytime you go from here to here to here, at least you can expect to, keep going or go higher. But yeah, if you go back, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Like, and there's a bunch of companies right now that are kind of doing that. Mm-hmm. And their communities are fucking pissed.
Well, and that's what I was saying. There'd be anarchy with this game.
It would just be so fucking disappointing. So, like you were saying kind of earlier on, if you're gonna make Borderlands 3, if you're gonna pull that fucking trigger, you gotta be confident. You gotta know what the fuck you're doing, and you gotta know that this is why it's coming back.
Yeah.
Don't just make it to make money. And I think that they haven't made one in so long. I feel like they could have pulled that trigger a long time ago and cashed in on it, but they haven't. Yeah. Aside from Borderlands 2 VR and the pre-sequel.
I think the pre-sequel was a cash grab.
And that came out so quickly after. It felt like an expansion almost.
Yeah.
So I don't judge that as much. But like the Telltale shit, they're getting money from the brand still, but they haven't been so quick to just shit out a fucking Borderlands 3.
Which is admirable.
Yep. So I really hope it's because they were sitting there going, what can we do to make this game better?
I hope so.
And what we saw from 2017 when they showed off character models in Unreal Engine.
The Unreal Tech, yeah.
If it looked like that, I mean, it looked fucking good.
It did look good.
Yeah, I would like. That's the thing too. Is like, it needs to be cel shaded. It needs to look cool. But I want to see a game that looks really fucking good.
Yeah,
because Borderlands 2, when it came out, looked fantastic. The art style, how clean it was.
Yep.
The
even
variants.
from the first game.
Yeah, exactly. The first game looked cool too, but it still was kind of like dirtier looking. I don't know. Borderlands 2 just looks so much more clean and realized. It was really like the perfect storm of how you, like, if you're going to make that game and you thought that game up and you made that game, you fucking did it. You did exactly what the hell, like, you should have done making that game. So just because they nailed it so much with that game, it's so hard for me to fathom them
doing it again
just because it's been a while and they don't have the same writer and all sorts of shit. But I think we both hope they do. Obviously,
and and like I said, I'm sure a lot of people do. I mean, there's so many people on that game.
Yeah, and everyone I know has played the game. Like most people I know love it. Now watch they don't fucking announce it, and we're sitting here getting amped up for no reason for this game.
It's a conversation. It's all right.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else?
I'm sure I could, but
we've gone longer on this than I thought we were. I was like, this is gonna be first topic. It's like. Nothing really to talk about. It's probably going to show up, and then as soon as we bring up fucking what we want from it.
Every time.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. Do you think Borderlands 3 will be announced? Do you think we're getting a teaser? Do you think we're getting a full-blown trailer? March 28th, right? That's when it's coming out or being shown.
PAX East, yeah.
At PAX East. Do you think it's going to be a different game? Do you think it's going to be Borderlands 3? Do you think it's going to be Borderlands Battle Royale? Do you think it's going to be something within the universe but not a sequel? Are you waiting for that sequel? Are you stoked for a sequel? Do you think it's over? They shouldn't do it. 2 is great.
Do you think it's Duke Nukem?
Do you think it's Duke Nukem? That'd be so fun. I'm not excited for that. What, more importantly, would you want from Borderlands 3? If you want anything from it, you might be like, you know what? I wasn't into those games. Fuck that game. Let me know everything you think about in the comments when it comes to Borderlands 3 and a potential release. Second bit of news. I'm just going to read off. So Apex Legends, obviously very popular, is finally releasing its season battle pass, season 1 battle pass, which is out right now, today. So I'm going to throw out some information on this season pass, what's coming with it, what's going to cost, blah, 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 and then we're going to discuss it. So Apex Legends season 1 battle pass is out now, and it's going to be, the season's going to last from now to throughout June. There are 2 more seasons coming out in 2019. The Battle Pass itself costs 950 Apex coins, which is $10 roughly. And Battle Bundle costs 2,800 Apex coins, which unlocks the first 25 levels of the season automatically when you buy it. So it gives you a head start. It will offer a bunch of cosmetics for your characters, guns, rewards, and more Apex packs. So when you earn an Apex pack, you'll get more. So it's beneficial in that sense. It's also worth throwing out there that even if you don't pay for the Battle Pass or Season 1 Battle Pass, you will still get not as much rewards. There's like 100 things they're adding, but you will get some stuff. There's some stuff for everyone to unlock if they don't buy the Battle Pass. Let's see. Yeah, so cosmetics, characters, guns, rewards, blah, blah, blah. And then sold separately from the Battle Pass, which is like $10, is the new character, which there was that whole leak that came out. I don't want to get too far into that because there's a lot to unpack there. But, of course, it was accurate in some sense. New character Octane, which was shown in that leak, will be released. Or is released, and will be sold separately. He costs 1,200 legend tokens, which I think I happen to have that much, so or 750 Apex coins, so like $7 or $8, I think. Yeah, so new character, and his his moves consist of his passive, which is Swift Mend, which restores health over time when not taking damage, which is fucking pretty cool. His tactical move, so his executable move, is Adrenaline Junkie, which allows you to move 30% faster at the cost of 10% of your health, and immune to slowing attacks. So anything that can slow you, you're not going to get slowed from it. So it's just him fucking cruising.
Sounding like a character you would like already.
Yeah, I agree. And his ult is Launchpad, which he throws down a deployable launch pad. Anyone jumps on it gets launched. into the air. So there's some mobility there. Also, if you look at the picture, which we're looking at right now, of this crazy looking dude, he is lacking legs. He has robotic legs, which is pretty common in the Titanfall universe anyway. A lot of the robots have those kind of like crazy running legs. But apparently he lost his legs in some kind of like running event. They like ripped off or some shit. I don't know. So ever since then he had them replaced with those. So he's like an adrenaline junkie type dude. I probably butchered his backstory. I barely read it. It was like in the comments a little bit. Yeah, so what do we think about Apex Legends releasing, as of right now, their first season in their Battle Pass? What do you think about the prices? What do you think about the rewards? What do you think about the new character, Octane, and just everything in general?
So what's the season? What's the Battle Pass do for you?
It allows you to unlock new rewards. It's very common in Battle Royale games because they're free to play typically. So it allows them to accrue small amounts of money, like every couple months from people, and they give you the ability to essentially have progression.
Okay, so I know, like when you were playing Blackout or whatever, of course that you play that game though, so I guess it's a little different. But the season is just there. I thought
it is.
Yeah. Okay. So
they have certain tiers you can pay for to put in there. That is typically, you can randomly get that stuff anyway, but to make sure you will get that stuff, it'll put that tier below your season. And as you go, you'll start unlocking that stuff with your season.
Okay.
This will probably have a similar thing. The free stuff will be in one tier, and then the Battle Pass, the shit you unlock access to.
Okay.
It even said as you go to, if you pay for it later, you'll unlock all the stuff you should have gotten.
Gotcha. So... yeah, sorry, I don't play a lot of Battle Royals.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of I might have fucked that up, but I'm kind of iffy on it too, because like...
Well, so the one thing I was waiting for with this game was something to work towards, because the game, though fun, I'm not a competitive person, and the only reason I play it is to play with, specifically you, but with people. And it's fun enough, but I can't find myself like clamoring to play it.
Yeah.
So something like this might help. I think the price is completely fair, $10.
I agree.
Whatever.
They're also been showing on IGN. There is something you can sign up for with EA that they give you free coins. It's a one-time deal, but they said essentially it will pay for the first Battle Pass. And apparently in this Battle Pass, you can accrue enough coins to be able to buy the next Battle Pass if you played enough.
Okay.
So you're buying entry.
Yeah, I think it's a very fair system.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not paying for the game at all.
Yeah,
so
that's where I'm at. It's a AAA game,
and you're gonna spend $10 to get some stuff, access to some stuff. I think that's completely fair. I mean, I pay $15 a month to play Final Fantasy 15.
Yep.
So,
and this is a season which lasts till June.
Yeah.
So $10 for that time.
So super fair, I think. Yeah. I also think the character price is pretty fair as well, especially because I know you could buy with in-game currency as well still.
Yeah.
And then the battle bundle. I also, because I doubt any of this stuff is beyond cosmetic.
No.
So,
although they do say that with seasons they'll be releasing new guns and stuff, and we've already seen them release a couple new things. So.
But that'd be for everybody in general.
Yeah.
So
they're just saying as the seasons come out, there's other content that will be released as well.
Which is cool. I'm talking about the price point of each thing.
Yeah.
When you get to the $28 to $30 one, however the money works there. I mean, I don't see an issue there, especially like if you're in the same situation like me and you are in, where free time versus work time.
Yeah.
It makes sense to be able to offer something like that to people. It's cosmetics.
Exactly.
It's cosmetics. I like whatever. Though I am less inclined personally to pay for that. $10 I won't even think about. So,
well, even if like you got to the season pass late and it's getting closer to the end and you're like, oh shit, I need to catch up, you could pay for that and get 25 tiers into it.
For sure.
So,
did I miss anything? Oh, the character itself. So, they sound cool. They seem to fit into the theme well. I always get kind of like, I'm curious how characters are going to continue to go for this game, because they are hero classes, and because of the type of game it is. Obviously, they have to kind of think about balance a lot when they make these kind of characters. So,
Siege has been doing it.
And I'm not saying it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's just it is a hard job to do. So I think the passive is neat. It gives them some uniqueness for sure. The Adrenaline Junkie is also really neat. I like that it has a negative on top of the positive.
Yeah.
It really, the risk versus reward factor, I think, is really good, especially in a game where you get one life. And then the jump pad, I'm sure people are going to find crazy ways to use that.
I've seen people do stupid shit in Fortnite with jump pads. This is going to invite a whole new fucking tactic to the game.
So, I welcome it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not the biggest Battle Royale fan, and Apex is like something I can play.
It's fucking dope.
Is this going to be enough to get me to log in every day? I don't know, but I'll probably check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're positive about it because, you know, some people are going to look at the $10 price tag and they look at free to play like it's a charity. And I'm glad it does exist for some people who they can't like maybe afford games or
For sure.
You know, and I'm more than happy to support games that I like that are free to play to keep them alive, stuff like that. So, but for me, I think $10 for a game this high of quality, you don't really got to convince people. People are going to pay for that. I'm probably going to pay for it just because I'll be curious and then I can relay it back to you guys if I think it's worth it. But yeah, I think it's a completely fair price point, and it's standard now with Battle Royale games. So I mean, this isn't. People were waiting for this and expecting this. This isn't like, whoa, that's what they're doing. They're like, where's the battle pass? So now it's here.
Imagine you have 50 million people, and you get half of them to spend $10.
And they're all spending more than that anyway. I mean, I played the game. And I bought the fucking 2 characters.
Yeah.
I would have unlocked them by now anyway, but I bought them because I want to support the game. Mm-hmm. I'm very adamant about that. If I like what you're doing and I like you as a company, I will give you my money. Not like DE. They got me hooked in for life. I love them, but a lot of companies, I'll throw you a couple bones if I'm really digging what you're doing. So, you know, this again, $10, yeah, I'll do that for sure. And I like the idea that you could potentially pay for your next season if you play the season enough.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how that works, but what I read said you could do that, so that's pretty cool. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I might have some of this information wrong. I was reading like 5 different articles trying to just get the info of this. Everybody kept talking about Fortnite and shit. I'm like, dude, I just want to know what's in this fucking battle pass. So yeah, you know, more cosmetics, more characters, more, you know, gun skins, rewards, which is vague sounding, but you know, it's probably talking about how you have like frames around your picture and all that kind of shit, emotes, stuff like that. You know, it makes sense. Which, you know, I think they already did a really good job with what they already offered when the game released anyway. So I can't wait to see what else they release. Some of those skins are really fucking cool, especially the premium ones, like the super rare ones. Yeah. They look completely different than everything else. They're pretty neat. So I welcome more stuff added like that. A lot of people are kind of upset that that Octane is sold separately from the Battle Pass. They wanted him to be earned in it. Doesn't bother me because when the game launched, they were already selling the characters with the in-game currency and real money. So I assumed that was them telling you this is how characters are earned. You have to play the game if you want it for free or pay for it. So
time is money.
Yeah, and I've played the game enough to be able to buy, I think, another character now. So I should be able to afford him because I've played the game enough to do that. And if I've done that, most people have. I guarantee it. So I think it's completely fair. They've already set that standard when the game released, so it's not a surprise for me. As for him as a character, I think he looks pretty cool, actually. I don't like the color scheme, but I like everything else about him. I like his fucking helmet. I like his chest piece. I like the robot legs, and I will get skins for him. And this is absolutely right up my alley with his moves because I typically like more agile, fast-paced, jump around characters. So, you know, him being able to heal over time when not taking damage, I dig that because, you know, a lot of times in a Battle Royale game, I'll get into a fucking fight, and then I go and recover. And if I'm going, like, looking for items and shit while not taking damage, healing during that time's, you know, super beneficial. And then, yeah, the move 30% faster at the cost of 10% of your health. That's you know, when you decide to do it, you're at risk when you do it, but you're moving way faster than everybody else. Yeah. So kind of makes sense that when you're moving quickly, if you take damage, I mean, in real life, you probably like stumble or something like that. So it kind of makes sense to have that. And Respawn has always been really good. And when I say always, the last 2 games, with balancing their games. Titanfall and Titanfall 2 both were balanced very well when they released, and I think Apex Legends was as well. So it's cool to see them. This guy doesn't sound OP. I always get worried with games when they introduce new characters because I'm like, is this going to be the OP one?
It's going to be the broken one.
Is this going to be the OP one? And so far, he sounds like he fits right in. It sounds like this character pretty much already existed in this game. I mean, this follows all the same parameters that you expect from the other characters, with a little bit of different nuance that makes him unique and interesting. I just love that he looks completely different than everybody else. That's awesome. And then the deployable launch pad. It's cool. I mean, like, I forgot his fucking name. Pathfinder, or whatever the hell. He's got the zip line and shit. I mean, it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Just getting your team around, finding new ways. I mean, people do some fucking crazy shit to attack, like, you know, a team that's like bunkered into a building. I mean, if they're like in a place surrounded by walls and they're waiting for the doors, then you can just go right over the fucking wall. You know, that opens up a whole new tactic to how you're gonna fight each other. So,
for sure.
It's pretty cool. Overall, I think this is, I mean, I'm not like super excited for like this, the same I'd be for like a brand new game coming out that I've been waiting for, but it's exciting. I really liked Apex Legends, and this kind of, I mean, the only reason I'm not playing is because I'm playing like everything that's releasing right now. So I'm just constantly trying to.
It's a rough month.
Fucking have an opinion on everything coming out. But it's a game I definitely was going to go back to anyway. So if anybody was like, hey, we're going to hop on, I'd probably hop on too. So now there will be a reason to pull me back in. And I think, you know, a decent cost of entry to unlock a whole new fucking plethora of new cosmetic items. So
yeah, overall,
I think it's cool.
I say it's a couple days worth of energy drinks, so whatever.
Yeah. I'll say when I go to the gas station, I'm spending that every fucking day. So, and when I was smoking, I was definitely doing that. Yeah. Anything else? Anything you'd like to see?
I mean, honestly, I don't even know what I would want to see.
Yeah.
So that's hard for me.
I'll have more of an opinion on that after I see what they do with this battle pass.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's kind of it. You know, I don't have the experience in the genre at all anyways, or battle passes, yada, yada, yada. So like, I'm just
they're kind of weird.
Yeah. But I mean, I get it. It's they're trying to figure out a way to add longevity to battle royals, and it's needed, obviously, because you can't do this. Somebody can. Most people are going to get bored eventually.
A lot of people keep playing them.
Well, I don't mean in that regard. They keep playing them, then a lot of people bounce around between them. But the ones that are succeeding, like big time, are the ones who are, changing it.
Yeah.
Seasonally.
Yeah, PUBG fell back on their because their own fucking lack of pushing the genre.
Yeah, how many things has Fortnite added?
Way more than PUBG.
Way more than a lot of games.
And PUBG was out first.
And there's a reason shitloads of people play that game.
There's so many outfits in Fortnite, it's insane.
Yeah.
They support the shit out of that. Regardless of what you think of that game,
Obviously,
Epic as a developer has completely
they're putting the work in.
Fucking went nuts.
Yeah, they're putting the work in, and that's great. I'm not a fan.
And they're humble as fuck too. When I hear them talk about that game, like they're not.
Well, that I'm sure was a huge pleasant surprise because they were not expecting that.
Yeah, I can get behind some Fortnite jokes every once in a while, but at the same time, I respect what they did with that game. I mean, it's not for me really, but it was when it first released. But then they add the Battle Royale mode, and I was like, I don't know. But, they went fucking crazy with that game.
Yes. And I hope that Respawn even gives, half that kind of attention to their game.
Yeah, because most people aren't even giving half of that. With the amount of money they're making, it'd be nice to see. I mean, this already to me seems like a good beginning start of they've already added a gun, they've already added a couple things, and now they're adding the season and new character. And if that leak's correct, there's a lot of characters they got planned.
Yeah, which is good.
So that just shows that they're planning for the long haul. Good. If they got that many characters planned out.
If you make a service game, period. You have to have that plan.
Update it constantly.
Otherwise, you have Destiny 1 and you have Division 1. So, not bad games, but, obviously lessons
enjoying yourself learned. And then you hit the end.
There's a wall. Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I guess we're done here. Versus, and they're like, come on, do the same mission over and over again. And you're like, I don't want to.
Destiny found its stride. Destiny 2, especially with the third DLC. I can't remember the name right now. Fallen, I think it was. Or...
Yeah,
I don't remember the name. But found its stride and added a lot of content that you can keep doing. Yeah, Forsaken. And then, Division 2 so far has done a good job of taking the same formula but making it fresh feeling. So
got me staying until fucking 7 a.m. playing that game. I'm too old for that shit.
But yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. It is essentially just me trying to make the point that, you know, hopefully they're aggressive. Hopefully they keep adding content and improving upon it with feedback from the community. So
I agree with everything you said. Let us know in the comments, what do you think about Apex Legends? What do you think about this first Season 1 Battle Pass? What do you think about the pricing? What do you think about what you get? What do you think about Octane as a character? Are you excited to play him? Have you played Apex Legends yet? Have you not? Let me know why. What do you think about his moves? And what would you like to see come out for Apex Legends? You want a new map? You want the map to expand? You want new weapons? You want those characters to come out? Do you think the leaks are real? Let me know everything you're thinking about when it comes to Apex Legends. And that's going to do it for this episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Enjoy this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook. Damn, that's a long episode. Tasty Loot Gaming. Check out my streams on Twitch at Tasty Senpai, all one word. Hit the notification button to know when I go live. I dual stream, so if you want to watch me here on YouTube, you can do that as well. Because when I stream, they're on both. So Twitch, YouTube, I don't care. Watch me wherever the fuck you want. We have a Discord link down below. Talk to us anytime, all the time. We're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. If you'd prefer to listen to us, if you're listening to us, check us out on YouTube at Tasty Loot Gaming. We film every single episode. Yeah, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
Until the next episode, which should be Tasty Cast, episode 92. Have a good week, guys, and take it easy.